Welcome to Between the Reads, a podcast about Black books. I'm your host, Audra Russell. Welcome to Season 3. There are so many great new things happening this year with the podcast, and I can't do it without your support. So please consider heading over to patreon.com/betweenthereads to join. Are you ready, Booze and Bros? Then sit back, relax, and let's get to it. Wisconsin-born, California-raised Shea McGee is a single mother, writer, and self-published author of the Makaela Williams series Voices on the Air and Whispers of the Flesh. Her latest short-written piece, The House That Stood, is published in Abomination Media's horror anthology Hell Hour, published in October 2019. She has various short stories of horror and urban fantasy genres on Vocal, but has also contributed to lifestyle blogs Style and Men, Dean Hall Style, and contemporary news blog The Commute and San Diego's Voice and Viewpoint. Her forthcoming third book in the urban fantasy fiction Makaela Williams series, The Sorceress, will be coming soon. Shea, welcome to Between the Reads, and am I saying your first name right?
I'm glad you asked.
I wanted to say it was like Shea. Okay, I wasn't sure if it was Shea, but I thought it was maybe Shea, like shea butter.
Oh, yeah.
So I was trying to Shea, y'all, it's Shea McGee. So I almost feel like I should just read that whole intro over.
No, don't do it. You got it.
Well, Shea, welcome to Between the Reads.
Thank you. I'm
glad to have you here.
Yes, I'm glad to be here.
We've been talking about this for a while. We've been waiting for this. Yeah.
I have.
So let's get.
I have.
Yes, me too. So let's get right into your book, Voices on the Air. Give our readers a TV guide synopsis of what it's all about.
So Voices on the Air is the first book in the Makaela Williams series, which is just going to span the course of 3 books. The first book, however, is just our introduction to Makaela and, a day in her life, basically, or I would say like a couple of days, maybe a week or so. And then you just see, what she goes through at work and how working with her ex is, and then working with his most recent woman. It's a little weird for her, but she handles it well, and she's kind of in the middle of wanting a career change. But she's kind of just hesitant, and they get a change in the CEOs. So they get a younger one, and he just happens to be more than what they bargained for, especially what she bargained for.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. And he changes her life in more ways than one.
Yeah.
Yes. So that's what the first book is about, basically. Like, her life is changing, but in ways that she was not expecting.
Right. See, I was getting ready to say something smart, and I swallowed some spit and choked
don't
myself.
say it.
That's what I get.
Don't say it. We don't want to give it away.
So, Voices on the Air, it's otherworldly while still having strong connections to real life. Tell us why you chose to write the story in that manner.
I don't know how to do it any other way, really. For that book in particular, I'm not really sure what led me down that path. It just sort of happened. And it felt, I hate using this word, it felt organic to do it that way with this particular character. Because I have other characters and other stories where, it's very fantastical. It's not really based in actual real life, setting. So
right.
For Makaela, I felt like she was a real person. Maybe because she's inspired by like certain things in myself and other people that I know. So yeah, it just felt better to use the real world setting.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. But it's because it was kind of neat the way I got carried into that other world. Like she was here in this world, but she would close her eyes and she would dream, and then she would go into that other world, which was real. It was happening, but she thought it was just a dream. So I thought that was very interesting, the way you got the storylines really going on in two separate places at the same time.
Oh
So
yeah.
very well done.
Oh, thank you. Thank you
So
very
now
much.
let's talk about. Oh, you're welcome. Now let's talk about Andre, because first of all, I'm not messing with any man named Andre who spells his name Andrei, because there's just got to be something wrong with somebody who spells his name like that.
Yes.
But I want to ask, because Andre is not a black character.
No.
So let's talk about that.
Yes. You want to know?
Why did you choose to not make him black? I just want to know the reasoning. Was there something that you did in your research that made you not want to make him black? Or was it just a natural thing that just seemed to happen?
I would say it's a mixture of it just happened, but also for the most part, I don't plan these characters. I don't plan these stories. They just come off the cuff. So for me,
you another one. All y'all authors just do that. Like, I
we're terrible.
Just write what comes out.
We're terrible. We are awful. I'm sorry. Like, I know there are some authors who have to plan. They have to write these things down and follow it. But me, and as you can see, many other authors, we are what they call pantsers, which is kind of like flying by the seat of your pants. Like, you just write whatever comes. Like, I just let the character lead the story.
Okay.
Basically.
Did you find it difficult to write him because he's not black?
No.
Were you worried about his voice or anything like that?
No. Because I live here in California, so we're surrounded by, like, everybody. You come into, encounters with everyone. Like, we get a lot of people that'll visit here from, especially when I was working for Tommy Hilfiger, we got people from Europe all the time. Okay. Especially Germany and those places over there. So they were just rampant to the store. Like, it's cheaper here. We want to go here.
Okay.
Yeah. So yeah, we came into contact with a lot of other cultures and other people all the time. So it wasn't something that was out of the norm for me. But I also, at the same time, wanted, I guess, a little bit of a thread to kind of the old world. It's hard to explain. Like, you know how vampires kind of hail from Transylvania.
Okay.
So it's kind of close to Romania.
Right. Okay.
So, and that's where Andre's from.
Okay, right.
So he's not a traditional vampire, but he's close to the vicinity of where the vampire kind of got their popularity from.
Okay.
And that's what kind of inspired it.
Okay. And side note, Makaela works for a
yes
sex company.
Yes.
What do you call it?
It's a sex kind of a
sex,
fantasy,
like phone sex fantasy.
Yes.
How the hell did you come up with that?
I'm not even joking with you. It just comes to me. I didn't want to have like a traditional job. Like, I was just like, no, she has to be working somewhere where she's just like, I'm over it. Like, I've done this. It's all right. I just wanted to do this for money. Now I've, come up in the ranks and, I really want to do this. But yeah, like, and, also, succubi, incubi, they deal in kind of, stealing energy from you, and sexual energy happens to be one of their biggest ones. So, perfect.
Okay.
perfect
Yeah,
marriage.
that makes sense. Yeah, that makes sense. Okay. I got you.
Yeah, she just happened to work there.
Right. Because at first I was like, oh, that's an interesting profession. Alrighty then.
Mhm.
Just,
Yeah.
your character was just like, look, Shea, I work for a phone sex company, okay? And you're just like, okay then.
Yeah, that's what she's an operations manager for the, fantasy company that deals in, out, putting out fantasies for people, creating fantasies, I should say. That's what it is. Not all about
Right.
sex. Creating fantasies.
Uh-huh. Okay. Done a little research there, did you?
Yeah. Yeah, I did. I had to.
Now, I'm just curious. That ain't even one of my questions on my cards, but how did you even do this research? How did you
Well, let's just say, you remember that movie Spike Lee made, Girl 6?
Vaguely, yes. I know the title. I don't think I ever watched it, though.
You didn't watch it?
I've seen She's Gotta Have It. I've seen all his other movies. I don't think I watched that one.
Oh,
I'm missing out.
It kind of helps.
Okay.
It kind of helps. Girl 6, yeah.
So that's where you did your research?
I actually just rewatched it. And I was like, yep. It's still...
Okay.
Yes. So, I mean, aside from that, I think just doing your basic research online as well, it helps to do that. But also, I just wanted to make it so it's kind of much more, I guess, professional, not as seedy as people would think a phone sex operation type of situation would be. It's very, very
because,
high level.
You were like, the workers are happy, they're, the business is doing well, and they were very concerned about their safety. So it's like, yeah.
So they run a very high level business, and it makes them billions of dollars, which is very true for the sex industry. It makes people billions of dollars. Not surprising.
Clearly, I got into the wrong industry then. I mean, people say I have a nice voice, maybe I should,
I mean, you could probably do it part-time and make some good money. Just doing it part-time. That's all I'm saying.
I don't know if I'd be that good at it, because I'd be laughing all the way through it, but...
It'd probably be really awkward. It'd be really awkward.
Yeah.
Like, especially in the beginning, you'd just be like,
oh, like, hey. What do I do? Feel like I need to wash my ears out every time I've finished talking to somebody.
Yeah, you'd be like, hey, Tom, how are you today? And Tom's like, what are you wearing? What color are your underwear? You gonna back up today? It's just like, I wanted to take things slow, Tom.
Can we ease into this, please?
Nope.
Eek.
I'm bent over the bed. Are you gonna spank me or what? I'm like, all right, Tom, hold on.
Can I have a minute, please?
Can I have a moment to breathe before you put this on me?
Right, can we ease into this just a little bit?
Yeah, no, absolutely not. They want what they want. They're paying like 99 cents an hour. At least that's how it was back in the day. I don't know how much they pay now.
Yeah.
Probably $2, $3. Nope. Like 99 cents a minute back in the day.
I was going to say an hour, 99 cents an hour. That sounds kind of cheap.
Exactly. Now it's probably like $2 maybe, $3.
A minute?
Mm-hmm. A minute. Mm-hmm. So
they want to get right to it. Yeah.
The more you get.
Okay.
Yeah. That's how that works.
Alrighty. So, I like the twist that you have on the way Makaela turns, because she's bitten, but she doesn't fit that typical vampire trope where the bite is all it takes. It kind of just happens kind of slowly, and she's kind of dying but not dying. So what made you decide to do the turn in that way?
Because I don't think there's anything to romanticize about turning. I mean, originally vampires were monsters. They were not beautiful, seductive,
Right.
any of that. Like, if you look back on Nosferatu, you know, that was not a desirable creature. He looked like a rat. He looked like a rat bat.
Yeah.
Creeping through shadows. But, you know, so I wanted to make it so it's, even though she didn't have the choice, which, you know, kind of sucks. She's going through this. She doesn't understand what's happening to her. She just knows that her body is changing. She's responding different to things, and it doesn't feel good at all. And it's a strange feeling. I think in a way I was probably thinking of death. Like, this is the end of your old life and the beginning of something new, maybe exciting.
Right.
But because you don't know what's going on, you're scared. Nobody walked you through this. And that was Andre's mistake. They're not supposed to do that.
No. Yeah.
Yeah, he
had that poor child in the hospital. She's like, I don't know what's wrong with me. And
yeah, pregnancy test.
Everything. She was like, and her boss is looking at her like,
Yeah.
She's like, no, really, I'm not. And he's like, right.
Yeah, exactly.
You took your boss on a lunch date and you're not pregnant. Okay.
Oh, and that's the thing. It wasn't even a lunch. It was dinner.
Right. Well, dinner. Yeah. Like,
dinner. You know. And you know what people think about dinner time. Like, oh, you went out at night with him. And now strange things are happening to you. It's weird.
Okay, see, first of all, he wouldn't have gotten me because he would have been like, oh, I want you to take me out for sushi. I'd been like, well, I understand you my boss and everything, but this sounds like sexual harassment. So, sorry, sir. You can take one of these. D can take you out for some sushi.
Yeah, D can take you out. Ask D.
But Makaela ain't taking you out for the sushi.
Yeah.
Not at night.
Like, D is in charge, sir. D is the guy.
That's who
That's who's supposed to take you out. Not me.
I will recommend to D some great sushi places for you, but not the kid. Not today. Book would have ended right there. Done.
The book would have been done.
Ended right there. Because unless he was looking for a man to recruit, not doing it.
Absolutely not. And the thing with, I'm not going to say anything. There's no way he would have went with D.
Right. But there wouldn't either that, or I'd have been like, okay, yeah, we go out, and he would have been fooled because he would have thought he was just getting me, and I'd have brought my best friend, and D would have been up there. I'd be like, no, y'all are all coming with me.
We all going together.
We going together. And I would have been slick with it too, because I'd been like, y'all just meet us at the restaurant, okay? And when he thought he was up, like, oh look, there's D and my best friend, and like, yeah,
come over. Come over here.
We gonna go sit right over there with them.
Yeah,
I'm gonna be alone with you. Well, I don't know why, but that ain't happening, sir.
Oh yeah. The power of seduction is very strong.
I guess. I don't know.
He did put the eyes on her.
But, so. Yeah, but the fact that nobody could find anything about him on the internet, I mean,
that's always a red flag nowadays.
I mean, there needs to be something.
Being catfished.
Like, yeah.
Being catfished if you can't find something about something. Because everybody has something.
Right.
Yeah.
Exactly. So now, the book ends on a cliffhanger, and there are 2 other books in the trilogy. Can you tell us a little bit about them?
Oh, yeah. The second book, for sure, because that one's actually out, and I think that one has a lot more going on that one. I think the second one's probably my favorite, if I have to pick between my children. read the second book for now, because she's now changed.
Mm-hmm.
She's now changed. She's really in the thick of it, but things are still happening that she doesn't really understand.
Mm-hmm.
And D has a secret of his own. So, if you haven't read that, Audra.
No, I have it on my Kindle, because my Kindle was like, here's the next one in the series. And I was like, okay, give me a minute to just absorb this one, please.
Yes.
Kindle is kind of pushy like that.
Oh yeah, it's very pushy. They will tell you, like, if you like this, you'll like this. Like, all right, hold on. I'm just trying to do this one first.
Because I bought them both. So mine was like, do you want to read Whispers in the Wind? And I'm like, can I? And it opened it up for me. I'm like, geez, can I just have a minute, please, before we open up this one?
Nope. On to the next.
So, wait, I mean, I guess you can't give any spoilers, but you're saying D has a secret.
Mm-hmm.
What'd you do?
What do you mean, what did I do?
What did you do?
What do you mean, what did I do? I didn't do anything.
If he has a secret, what did you do?
I can't tell you. You haven't read it yet.
Okay,
so you have to read it. And then you'll see. Because it plays a much bigger part in the third book. Okay, D has a secret. Makaela is right about a whole bunch of stuff from the first book about someone in the office.
Because she doesn't like D's
fiance. Yes.
So it's something to do with that?
Mm-hmm.
That's interesting.
Now, you know how, like, when you don't like somebody and you don't know why,
but you just know you don't. Mm-hmm.
Like, something's wrong with them.
Mm-hmm. Okay. See, now my mind is jogging back through all the scenes from the first book, like,
Mm-hmm. Yes.
And so the third one, do you have a title for that one yet?
Oh, yeah.
When is it coming out?
Sorceress is the title of the book.
Okay.
The Sorceress, I should say. But yes. Okay. That is, I already have the cover and everything. It's just, oh God. COVID happened, and even the people that I'm in a writing group with, we all were just like, why can't I write?
Mm-hmm.
And my goal was 60,000 words for this book, for the third book.
Mm-hmm.
I'm already almost at 60,000 and I'm still writing. Yeah. So I was just like, okay, this is going much longer than I anticipated. I need to make it worthwhile.
Well, I mean, you got a lot to wrap up.
Yeah, it is.
So you're not going to hit it in 60,000 words, man.
Oh, no. Because the first book was like 30,000. Second book was 40, 50,000. Mm-hmm. This one, I was like, okay, we're going to go 60. Because we got a lot to cover. Mm-hmm. And I don't want to miss anything.
And your book was like, psych.
Yes.
Like, you don't have to do a whole lot more than 60 in this one.
Oh, yeah. There's a lot going on in the third book. And it's going to be... like, I'm a little sad that it's coming to an end, but also at the same time, it's necessary. Mm-hmm. Because I'm one of those people, like, I hate when shows get, like, drawn out, you know, and you're just like, all right, when are you going to be done with this? You've done enough.
Like,
We've
get
covered
it.
everything.
You
lost people that we love. Can we go now? I'm done here. Thank you. Like, that's how I felt about, like, The Walking Dead. I said, that's enough.
Yeah,
Now we got Fear the Walking Dead. We got this dead and that dead. I said, okay, that's enough. Y'all are milking the cow.
I couldn't get into The Walking Dead. It was just too gruesome for me. I was just like, whew.
Really? It's so good. Like the first
Yeah,
couple
my
of
husband and
seasons.
my oldest son were watching it, and I tried a couple of times, and the gore, I was just like, all right, y'all, I'm
The
out.
first couple of seasons are great, Audra. They're great.
Yeah,
You're
okay.
missing out.
But they're too gory for me. I don't
Okay, I
need
can
those kind of
understand that then.
nightmares in my life. I'm not saying it's not good. I'm just saying I tried to sit down through several episodes, and I was like, I'm tapping out. Y'all can have it.
All right. Fair enough. Fair enough.
My
But I
husband was
read the
like, come on.
comics. I was obsessed with the comics. I was like, this is a great. This is so great. So great.
Okay.
Ah, so
I'll
good.
take your word for that one.
But yeah, but like I don't want my story to be like that, where it's just like,
Right.
all right, this is awesome, this is great, it's wonderful, and then you're like,
All
we're
right.
still going, we're still going, we're still.
Can we wrap this up, please?
We've done everything. Can you stop?
Right.
Like, it's enough. We've done it. Stop. Like, all right, okay. So I didn't want anybody to worry about that with me.
Right. Okay.
You don't have to worry about me. You don't have to worry about me.
Okay.
I'll end it. Yeah. So.
I hope you don't do like that one scene in season 7 of The Walking Dead where like they took out Glenn. I guess everybody was upset about Glenn.
Mm-hmm.
So hopefully you don't take out a character that
Oh man.
people love or something.
Aww.
What does that mean? Okay. I'm just going to leave that one alone.
Yeah, please don't talk about it. I can't go there.
So, what has horror writing taught you about yourself and the world around you?
Wow. It taught me that I'm, I guess, a really dark person. At least that's what my little sister would say. I would write these stories and then like short stories, and I would let her read it. To me, it's like, wow, can I really take it there? And I'm like, yes. And then I'm like, I'm going to let her read it. And then she reads it, and she comes back, and she's like on the cusp of tears and talking about, how could you? Why did you do that? Why'd you let me read this? And I was like, what do you mean? She's like, you know what? Because, yeah. It's just, she's just like, why did you let me care about this person? Like that?
See? Because that's what the horror genre does.
It is what it is. You
taking people out.
You have to care, and then I'm going to kill them. I learned from George R. Martin, no one's safe. No one is safe. Okay? And that's how it is in real life. No one is safe. Like...
True.
Things happen. Unfair things happen. And that's kind of... For me, horror is kind of escapism. Like,
really?
It makes me scared, but it also kind of exciting because it's so outside the realm of possibility sometimes that you're just like, this is crazy. This is crazy. It better not happen. This is crazy. Like, you think to yourself, like, it shouldn't happen. It can't happen. This isn't real. It better not happen. But,
right.
For me, it's always fact is stranger than fiction. And that's why I really like horror, because it's just a form of escapism. It's fun. And I like crazy stuff. I like being scared. I like scaring people if I can. It's a thrill. It's a bit of a thrill.
Right.
So it's taught me about myself that I love being able to reel people in and then kind of killing their hopes and dreams a little bit. I don't know. Kill.
Only a horror author could get to say that.
Just kill your hopes and dreams a little bit. Don't get too excited.
Them all. Just slash them. They gonna die.
Yeah. Brutal.
All right. So,
Yeah.
what hopes do you have for Black representation in the horror genre moving forward?
Oh man, you know what? I think it's so important to have representation in the horror genre because it's not a whole lot of
Mm-hmm.
us in there. And
Right.
you know, we do have some really great contributions too, which is funny because there's so many amazing black writers, creators, filmmakers who are out there. They just don't have the chance
Mm-hmm.
to be seen as much. So I
Right.
think it's important to uplift one another. And
Mm-hmm.
I want to be a part of that tribe who are able to do that because
Mm-hmm.
for some reason the industry think black people are so one dimensional. We only care about this type of story. We don't care about these types of stories. Like they
Mm-hmm.
didn't think that black people would enjoy Game of Thrones. Like, why wouldn't we enjoy that? And we
That's
can
a whole
still
nother
break it down
conversation
to
right
its like
there.
basic levels too and really pick them apart as well on
Mm-hmm.
a really, really fun level. So it's
Mm-hmm.
just kind of like black people enjoy all sorts of things. Where do you think a lot of these things come from? You know, especially
Exactly.
like if when you tell people about rock music, you know, back in the day,
Mm-hmm.
it didn't start with Elvis. It didn't start there. Sister, what was it? Sister Thornton?
Yeah,
I
Mama,
forget her
Big Mama
name, but
Thornton, Big Mama Thornton, I think is her name, something like
yep,
that. Big Mama
she
something, and
she really set it off.
mm-hmm.
She really
And
set it
Chuck
off.
Berry.
Thank you. I was going to say him next, but I had to acknowledge her first.
Yeah, I mean, pretty much every genre of music we have started. They
Like
want to think
jazz.
that we haven't,
Nobody
but we
cared
have.
about jazz in the beginning. They thought it was just noise, a whole bunch of hoopla.
Mm-hmm.
That's not music.
Mm-hmm.
But then they saw people
Mm-hmm.
really take to it, and they're like, okay, we're gonna.
Mm-hmm.
That
Right.
is music now because we're about to put a whole bunch of people in it,
Right.
and it's
Exactly.
wild. It's wild. Why wouldn't black people enjoy these other genres? Fantasy, sci-fi,
Right.
horror. Why wouldn't we
Mm-hmm.
enjoy that?
Mm-hmm.
Like we're
Right.
just like anybody else. It's so weird. Like we're multidimensional,
We just
multifaceted.
have melanin. That's all.
And that's it. That's it. That's the only thing that makes us different. Is that. And
Mm-hmm.
we enjoy
Yep.
these things too. And we can do it very well.
Exactly.
Very well.
Listen.
Just saying.
Yes, we can. Okay. And we've been doing this before, way before Jordan Peele came out with his movies. We was doing this, and even before Candyman and all that, there were people
Mm-hmm.
out here writing horror. Even W.E.B. Du Bois, believe it or not, has a horror book that he wrote called The Comet.
See?
So we've been doing this for a minute.
Yes, it's just jarring that people really think that way. Like black people can't enjoy these things. It's outrageous. It's
Yeah,
nonsensical,
crazy.
of course.
Very, very much. So what would you say is the most challenging thing about writing horror?
Mm. You have to be very careful. Um, you don't want to take it too far because some things are just a little too much. Just a little too much
Okay.
for me.
Mm-hmm.
I would say
Mm-hmm.
that, and you have to be present with your writing. You have to. I know for me, I let the characters really speak for me in the story. Like it's
Mm-hmm.
me
Mm-hmm.
typing it up, writing it, but it's the
Right.
character that really leads it. And with horror,
Mm.
you have to kind of just respect it and give it its just rewards. Don't
Right.
skimp on the horror. Don't be afraid
Mm-hmm.
to take it there, but also know that you don't want to get a little too crazy, because I've heard of some stuff that
Mm-hmm.
just is beyond me as a writer. Just
I
plain.
have read some stuff that I'm just like, okay. Yeah. Some stuff, some books that people in the horror genre that people are just like, oh, this, you have to read it. And I'm like, I
Yeah,
read it and I'm either like completely confused or I'm just like, that's too much.
exactly.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
you have to, like, if you're going to do something, have it be done for a reason. Don't just do it for, I guess, shock value or to
Right.
upset people.
There needs to be purpose to the gore.
For me,
If
yes, it
there's going to
has
be
to be a
gore or there has to
purpose.
be purpose. Yeah.
It has to be a purpose behind it. It can't just be
Right.
meaningless or anything
Mm-hmm.
like that. Like, I understand a lot of
Right.
people don't mind stuff like that. But for me, like, I like to be a little more responsible with how I
Mm-hmm.
convey certain elements of horror. Like, it has to make
Right.
sense. It has to make sense.
Mm-hmm.
It has to drive the story forward in a meaningful
Mm-hmm.
way,
Right.
or it just gets lost. For me,
Right.
I can't speak for other
Exactly.
authors. For me,
Mm-hmm.
that's just how it is.
Absolutely. So tell our readers where they can find your books.
Then you can find my books on. Don't laugh.
You will. You gotta be silly. I'm gonna laugh. I'm a giggle person. You know this.
True. All right, fair enough. But you can find my books on Amazon. It's available on Amazon. You can get on your Kindle. I'm working on something with that though, so
Okay.
hopefully it'll be more than just Amazon.
Okay.
Hopefully, crossing my fingers. But
Okay.
for now, yes, you can find them there.
Okay. And where can we find you on social media?
You can find me on Instagram. I'm there a lot more than I am anything else. I'm
Okay.
SL_McGee_author.
Mm-hmm.
Twitter, I am SL McGee author.
Okay.
Facebook, SL McGee author.
She
TikTok,
everywhere, y'all.
yes, I'm on TikTok. I'm on Facebook. I'm on Twitter. I'm on Instagram, but I'm mostly
Okay.
on Instagram.
Okay. All right.
Yes.
Well, thank you for sharing your time and talents with us today. I'm so glad to have you here.
Yay. I'm so glad. I'm so glad. I know today was like one of those like weird starting days. Like, ma'am, get
Mm-hmm.
it together. Get it together. Do better. Do better.
And you're in California, so your day is really only just beginning. It's only like 1:00 there right now.
Yeah.
I'm winding down. I'm heading towards the evening out here.
Oh, yeah. So, definitely. But for me, it's like, come on now. Get it together. But my son, my baby, he's 6 months. Driving me crazy.
Okay.
He runs the show. And
Of course.
I'm just trying to live, man.
Yeah,
Just
you
trying to
just
live.
his slave. Just get used to it.
Yeah, hopefully it needs to get easier, because holy moly.
Well,
I can tell that look.
I mean,
You would
but
think I would know
there's
better.
there's a lot of joyful moments. So just buckle up, sis. That's all I'm gonna say.
You would think I don't have another child. I have a whole 12-year-old. A whole 12-year-old out here.
What the deal is? What are you
But this
doing
one
right
is
now?
totally different. He is totally different than the 12-year-old was. He is so demanding. And I'm just like, what is going on here? Who is in charge here?
He is.
Yeah.
So
I learned.
just give that up.
How long do I have to give it up for?
Till he's 18.
Gosh.
Just say maybe longer.
Oh.
You gonna
I
be all right,
can't.
though.
I guess. Pray for me.
Yeah, okay.
I'm gonna need it.
Again, thank you for being here with me. And Booster Bros, y'all know how I do. You know what time it is. At the end of every show, I give you a quote. And today it comes from Black horror author Tanana Reeve Dew, and she says, "Somehow I realized I could write books about Black characters who reflected my own experiences or otherworldly experiences, not just stories of history, poverty, and oppression." Until next time, y'all, you know what to do. Grab a book and read, and I'm out. You've been listening to Between the Reads. I'm your host, Audra Russell. Thanks for lending me your ear. If you enjoy this content, please consider supporting this independent podcast by becoming a Patreon at patreon.com/betweenthereads or making a one-time donation at www.ko-fi.com/betweenthereadspodcast. That's www.ko-fi.com/betweenthereadspodcast. Tune in next week for another great episode.